The rise of the Taliban goes back to the Soviet invasion of Afghanistan in 1979. The United States armed and bankrolled the rebels, many of them extremists called the Mujahideen, and glorified them in movies like Rambo 3.
Mujahideen soldiers, holy warriors.
Then, after the Soviets left, the Mujahideen turned on the United States and morphed into the leading terrorist groups we know today. One of those groups, called the Taliban, took over Afghanistan, and it invited another group called Al-Qaeda, led by Osama bin Laden, to use Afghanistan as its base of operations to train international terrorists and plan the September 11th attacks. That's why we killed bin Laden and drove the Taliban from power and degraded Al-Qaeda. Now, an offshoot of Al-Qaeda would later take off as ISIS, which is a good frame of reference for explaining the Taliban today. The Taliban and ISIS are quite similar. ISIS blindsided the Obama administration with the speed of its invasion of Syria and Iraq.
No, nobody expected that. That's absolutely correct.
And the Taliban blindsided the Biden administration with the speed of its takeover of Afghanistan.
The Taliban overrunning everything and owning the whole country is highly unlikely.
ISIS laughed and danced on the tanks we gave to the Iraqi military, while the Taliban seized an arsenal of aircraft, guns, ammo, and tanks our military did not have time to ship out.
This did unfold more quickly than we had anticipated.
Both the Taliban and ISIS are comprised of radical killers whose ultimate goal is to create a medieval theocracy governed by brutality, which they call an Islamic caliphate. But they differ in terms of structure and technique. For example, one of ISIS' signature attacks involved capturing, torturing, and executing individual victims in savage ways and sharing video of it to get attention and recruits. And that invoked a fierce response from our government, including then Vice President Biden.
We will follow them to the gates of hell.
The Taliban, on the other hand, is not known for recording and releasing savage executions for the world to see. Their MO has been to keep a lower profile and work toward developing far more sophisticated attacks on a much larger scale. Again, like September 11th. The Taliban also tends to have a more top-down approach to leadership than ISIS. That provides structure and discipline. And as E.J. Otero, former director of intelligence operations at CENTCOM, said, it makes them an even bigger threat.
Their Islamic Caliphate is different from the ISIS Islamic Caliphate. And it is more ruthless and it is deadlier.